let's talk about it. So Kamala Harris is getting a lot of people defending her in the media, mostly uh, black liberal media. Roland, Joanne Reed, white liberals. Some of their shows are defending her more than anybody else. And one thing that's weird is that the people keep telling us that we have to deal with her record. Deal with her record. Don't critique her personal life. Don't critique her husband being white. Don't talk about the fact that she's her black enough thing that they do, which is stupid. Nobody's saying enough. Either you're black or you're not. We don't need the enough part. But even when I covered the videos I did 2 years ago to the date that Boyce Watkins did what he did and was kind of having Twitter going crazy. But I asked, would Kamala Harris get a pass that Barack Obama couldn't, having a white spouse? I asked that question 2 years ago before she even announced that she was going to run. And I've done videos similar, pointing out like what value does Kamala Harris half Jamaican, half Indianness have when she's cloaking herself in blackness, but you know, like what value does it have? She's better off just embracing all of who she is and not trying to play that I'm black, I'm that black girl who was bust. Like there's no value in that, especially when we look at your record as a prosecutor. But I keep hearing people say, don't look at other things. Some moist dude from the Root said these hoteps, and I guess he's blaming everybody who doesn't or who was critiquing her or doesn't like her, saying y'all just don't like her. I'm like, well, isn't likability a part of being a politician? This is what it seems to me to be, is that like there are political operatives in the game, right? There are people who make a lot of money. Shout out to Mace Jackson. He talks about this a lot because he used to do it. But there are people whose job is to get dirt on you, to spin things, to talk shit in a way, legally, of course, to get people not to vote for you, to be deterred. What MSNBC and Roland and CNN and all these bourgeoisie Ivy Tower nickels don't like is that black people are doing that themselves, right? Like, and that's why they keep telling you how to do politics. And I don't like that. And even Tesla Figaro, she keeps sharing. I keep seeing her share these other commentators from real leftists saying, attacking people who are attacking Kamala, or not even attacking, but vetting her. Right? Nobody else is getting attacked. Mayor Pete not getting attacked. Joe Biden not getting attacked. Pocahontas is not getting attacked. It's just Joe Biden getting attacked. When we know that the Democratic Party is doing things like cutting off Andrew Yang's mic and the other crazy witch doctor, that's Oprah's spiritual advisor. Like, they're doing things to them. They did a picture of women in politics. They left her out. Y'all own party are doing things to Andrew Yang and her. Kamala Harris cock-blocked and spoke in front of her when she was about to talk about reparations. Y'all attacking people within your own party that's running. But God forbid that black people are piling on Kamala, holding her to a higher standard. People keep saying, well, which is disingenuous, that, well, y'all don't have these same demands from everybody else. And I'm like, that's not true. But everybody else ain't cloaking themselves in blackness. Everybody else ain't, I went to I'm an AKA and I went to the HBCU and trying hard and been Kamala her whole life until she ran for president. Been a woman of color her whole life because there's no value in being Indian. But I want to talk about this Willie Brown situation though real quick. So Roland did the segment a while back where he let Willie Brown come on. Then you had Avis. She's annoying as fuck, man. She up there with Angela Rye with the annoyingness. But the funny thing is that Roland don't even realize what he did. And she was upset when Willie Brown came on and talking, right? So Avis did this whole thing where, it's sexism, it's a woman, you saying she can't get around with her career, blah, 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 all that bull, right? But Roland comes on and Willie Brown says just that. Yo, I'm a motherfucking kingmaker in Chicago. My bad, in California. He is a kingmaker in California. Just like the Kleinberg dude in Carolina, he's a kingmaker there. Him endorsing you, for black folks at least, will get you, your career moved. But in an interview when he called in on Roland Martin's YouTube channel, let's call it what it is, he he was breaking down how all the people he put on in California politics. Now, he was married. He was blowing Kamala's back out. And she also benefited from his abilities as a kingmaker. Now, you can't run from that. Now, Avis was trying to make the point that men are trying to be sexist and this and that. But Roland bringing him on made the point. Like, Roland contradicted Avis's point by saying people are trying to argue that Kamala is being supported by all this white money and this and that. No, Kamala's inception of her, and then but Roland goes and makes a point like her career got started with Willie Brown, a black man. He put her on. That's true. But when Kamala first, she didn't even announce she was running. When I did my video 2 years ago, I said all the white liberals, the Bernie Sanders types, they were doing videos 2 years ago saying, yo, she just met with the establishment. They giving her money. So when people say she's getting funded that way, that's what they mean. They mean the establishment as of late has been funding her. We're not talking about her inception into the game. But this is my issue too with Kamala in this situation, right? And the whole Willie Brown thing that people want to sweep on the rug and don't want it to come up. Y'all gave Stormy Daniels an hour on CNN, right? What was that about? That wasn't about Trump's policies. That was just you wanted to use something that you thought would get the evangelicals to get in their feelings and turn their back on him and drop their poll numbers or whatever. Like, that was a personal attack. You wanted to take his personal life and his personal business and use it as a weapon against him, right? So how is it that if we can give Trump accusers, if we can give Trump side chicks time and opportunity to talk and say what they want to say because you know it smears him and you hope it would hurt him politically, why can't we do the same with Kamala and Willie Brown? Why is Kamala Brown's relationship with a man who's married, who is 30 years older than her, why is that off limits? And you can't make the argument that we're being sexist and saying a woman can't make her own accomplishments when Willie Brown straight up said, yo, I am a kingmaker. I put people on. This is what I do. This is my reputation. Then Roland Martin, because I think they're frat brothers, he brings them on and he says just that on Roland's show. And then Roland opens his mouth, not even probably comprehending, he's undermining Avis's point by saying, hey, yeah, I'm saying that it's a white man that put Kamala on, but no, it was Willie Brown, a black man, right? That's what Roland said. Right there after Avis went her little rant crying. I'm just saying, y'all want the goalpost to move for Kamala and just her. Y'all even examining Joe Biden, y'all going in on him, breaking stuff down. Cool. Some people are upset that he still got a lot of support amongst black people and the whole polling nonsense. Whatever. But why is she being protected? Why is she getting this extra stuff? If we can talk to Stormy Daniels and her weird ass, creepy ass lawyer that's probably gonna go to jail too for hours, and he's on every show and doing this whole spiel, why can't we do the same thing? Why CNN should bring on Willie Brown and let him do an interview and let him talk about their past? That would only be fair, right? They wouldn't do that. But I'm saying if we can come at people outside of their policies and what they've done in regards to being what would say if they would be a good president or not, then Kamala's not exempt from that. Kamala got put on by Willie Brown, and he was her side chick or whatever. He was married, separated. If you're not divorced, you're still married. Whatever the arrangement was, it is what it is. He put her on. Those were his words. He helped her. And then he came out and said, yo, I don't think she can win either. She ain't got it. But for whatever reason, everybody want him to shut up and be quiet. But you didn't want Stormy Daniels to be quiet. You didn't want this creepy old lady that just came out talking about Trump harassed her, but rape is sexy. She said some weird shit like that on CNN. They went cue as they cut to the commercial real quick. Right? Y'all don't even vet these people that come on. They just make accusations. You give them a mic and you put them on air and you let them talk their shit. But God forbid a person who is established, who is credible, who is known for being a kingmaker in California politics, Mr. Willie Brown, y'all don't want to address that. Why not? Keep that same energy. I want y'all to do the same thing. CNN, MSNBC, y'all need to bring Willie Brown on and interview him and talk about how he was married to his wife and messing with Kamala Harris. And specifically what things did he do besides getting her money and putting other people to support her to get her career popping off. Talk about that. That's news. I'm tired of people saying you can't talk about those things, but any other candidate, even the other Democrats, you talking about their past and what they've done and what's going on with them. So why is Kamala getting the pass? Stop telling black folks how to do politics. Like, likability is part of being a president. If motherfuckers don't like you, they can do whatever they want to feel to get you out of here. They don't have to let you play fair and only address your record. When has that ever been a thing? That's the only candidate you're telling people, no, don't worry about that personal stuff. Don't worry about that. Just focus on this one thing or her record. And that's the funny thing. They keep saying focus on her record, focus on her record. But Roland Martin hasn't done a segment solely on her record. There's segments attacking black folks for, pointing out she's not ADOS. Done segments talking about black folks who's like, yo, you know what? Yeah, that's right. She probably gonna get the pass for the white husband that Obama couldn't get. But he's not done. He broke down the whole busing situation with Joe Biden. Wasted a whole, 40 minutes on that. But when you really look at Kamala Harris's opinion on busing, it's the same as Joe Biden's. It's not different. So that whole situation, I'm that girl, that was just, she won the moment, no doubt. She won the moment. But it hurt her party. It put rifts in the party. Soon after that happens, people made, concessions were made. You saw Keisha with the big bottoms in Atlanta. She came out right away the next day and said, I'm with Joe Biden. I think the Kleinberg dude who did the fish dinner, he gave Joe Biden his endorsement. That's big. That holds weight. So it is what it is. This is a very interesting political run. I got more political commentary coming. We're gonna talk about too Kamala Harris is in her being a prosecutor, right? Like, I was watching her prior. I think Charlamagne, he's the one that keeps doing this. Avis did it too. The chick on Roland Martin show, saying she's a prosecutor. She's supposed to just do the law. Well, wait a minute. Then why do people like Kim Foxx? Why do people like Marilyn Mosby then? If you don't have any type of power as top cop to decide what cases get prosecuted and what extent of the law the cases are charged with, then why do people like those two other prosecutors? We're going to compare and contrast Marilyn Mosby in Baltimore and Kim Foxx in Chicago compared to what Kamala Harris did when she was in California. Let's not go there. Stop calling her a progressive prosecutor when you know that's not what she is. But, oh yeah, that's what Joy Ann Reid did when she was on the Breakfast Club. All right, I'm out. We're going to be back with more political commentary.
Bottom line is, as you mentioned, this woman has gotten where she is on her own. A lot of times when people bring things like this up, it's because of the sexist notion that the only way an intelligent woman can get somewhere is if she got there from having a sex with a man or because of her proximity to white male power. This is the sort of the innuendo that a lot of people are raising when they raise that issue.
In fact,
complete and other bullshit.
Right, because first we had Willie Brown here, and of course they dated. And first of all, if anybody wants to understand California politics, Brooke, one of the most powerful people in California politics for the last 40 plus years is Willie Brown, a black man. Yep. And so it amazes me this whole idea, like, oh yeah, she had white folks who were taking care of her career, whatever.
Do you not see what Roland just did there? Avis is making an argument she's self-sufficient. She did it herself. She ain't need nobody. She ain't need no man to sleep with. She ain't need white capital. That's a lie. Willie Brown helped her career, and the establishment Democrats did get behind her to push her. They started donating money early. All these Bernie Sanders or bust folks was doing videos 2 years ago, and that's why they said off the bat they didn't mess with her because of who was giving her money and resources. So she's wrong. But Roland Martin contradicts what Avis was trying to say. He's saying, well, no, it ain't about the white people that support her. Willie Brown put her on. Duh, we know he put her on. He put it in her back too. Probably hit the bottom. But that's not the point. Anyways, that's just my video. I want CNN and MSNBC and all them other people to interview my guy, Willie Brown. Let him talk about his relationship and his situation with Kamala Harris. Let him describe her body parts the same way Chris Cuomo and the gay white hair man interviewed Stormy Daniels about Trump's body parts. Let's keep that same energy.
So I saw your piece where you talked about once dating Senator Kamala Harris, and people are really upset with you for even writing that. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, let me tell you, 8, 9 different folk from the world of the media had called to ask me, we saw your picture here, you were in the LA Times, you were at the Academy Awards, and each time it was you and Kamala Harris, who is now married to someone and whom you clearly must have had some relationship with. So, of course, I dated Miss Harris 25, 30 years ago. So what? What does that got to do with anything? It's, well, it's an issue. I said, well, fine. It's an issue, and it'll be out of the way long before you look at the incredible qualifications of this great potential president of these United States, period. That's why I did it. I did it to get it out of the way.
And so did you give her a heads up that, hey, Senator, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. People are asking me, and I can just knock it out of the way?
No, let me tell you, I didn't have to give a heads up. The New York Times gave a heads up. New York Times printed, one of those places printed a story, and the story was inaccurate, period. And when she was apparently approached, she had no comment. Well, no comment is bullshit for me in this world, just like it is for you. And so consequently, I just decided, wait a minute, you asked me the question, I'm going to candid answer it. And I answered it for one, CBS, I think, or NBC, one of the two. And then I just wrote what I said when I answered the question.
And of course, there are some who are critical of you, trying to say, well, also for her, why was she dating this married man? Why is he taking credit for her career by saying that I supported her career? How would you respond to that?
Well, I did support her career, yeah, I was married, but I have been separated before meeting her. I've been separated for 25 years. And I've been separated for almost 50 years, but I've been separated for 25 years. So the reference of separation clearly means absolutely nothing.
Those who, again, I'm reading different pieces, and they're saying with Willie Brown saying that he influenced her career. You're the longest-serving speaker in the history of the California Assembly, a major power broker in California politics and across the country. I would assume that there are other people whose career you also influenced over the years.
Well, all I can suggest to you is you call the governor of the state of California, Gavin Newsom, and say, who started your career? He will say, Willie Brown appointed me to the Board of Supervisors, and before that, he appointed me to the Traffic Commission, made me chair of the Traffic Commission. He did my career. You talk to Dianne Feinstein, and she will say, in 1969, when I first ran for the Board of Supervisors, no other elected official supported my candidacy except one, Willie Brown. You call Governor Jerry Brown, who was governor for 16 years, and you ask him specifically, what elected official endorsed and supported your candidacy single-handedly when no other elected official did when you ran for Secretary of State? He would say, Willie Brown. You call Arnold Schwarzenegger a Republican person who won the governorship, and you ask who among the Democrats supported your candidacy, he will say there was one person that made the difference in my candidacy. I went from being a Republican who could get maybe 12 to 15% of the African-American vote to getting 30% of the African-American vote against an incumbent member of the Treasurer's Office of California, and it was Willie Brown who did all of that. That's just a few of the folk that will lay out to you. I am about trying to find, in this democracy, quality people, black, white, women, men, persons who come from foreign countries, born there, but raised here, And I'm proud, literally proud, of all those careers that I got invited to participate in. The individuals who ultimately achieve it, like Senator Harris, like Governor Newsom, like Senator Feinstein, they had the ability to do it. Somebody needed to open the door. I was fortunate enough in my own career to have people in the late 50s and early 60s open the door for me.